stand on the rock where Moses stood. The Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep no more. Oh, Mary, don't you weep no more. The Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Well, Mary, what 3 links of chain? On every link was Jesus' name. The Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep no more. Oh, Mary, don't you weep no more. The Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Well, one of these nights about 12 o'clock, this whole world is gonna rock. The Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Well, Moses stood on the Red Sea shore, smote the water with a 2x4. The Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep no more. Oh, Mary, don't you weep no more. The Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Well, old Mr. Satan, he got mad, missed the soul that he thought he had. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Well, brothers and sisters, don't you cry. We'll have good times by and by. The Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep no more. Oh, Mary, don't you weep no more. The Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. God gave Noah the rainbow sign. No more water but fire next time. The Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep no more. Oh, Mary, don't you weep no more. The Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep no more. Oh, Mary, don't you weep no more. The Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep.
Like Grisham and stuff. I mean,
They can bribe them, that's right. They can scare them.
yeah. Some people are just
Radio or podcast.
too honest, you know.
I'm listening to a podcast right now.
They help the day go by, don't they?
Yeah.
I love podcasts and I like audiobooks too.
Ask him if he wants to listen, Dave.
Stay involved in audiobooks. Podcasts are the best, probably.
You don't want to know what podcast I'm listening to, though.
What are you listening to?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think you live on a spinning ball?
What is it?
Do you think we're on a spinning globe? Do you feel like we're spinning right now?
I don't even know what to say to that. I've never heard the answer.
I've never considered it.
I mean, have you ever considered it? I know that, like in your second grade, and they put a globe in the classroom.
Do you think we're not?
I know I'm not.
I've been looking at this for 2 years, and
I know I'm not.
no, don't give me a bad Uber report, but I'm pretty sure I'm not on a spinning ball.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's called the flat Earth theory. Just don't listen to me. Just look it up for
I'll
yourself.
look it up. I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's interesting if you think about, just for example, right now supposedly there's a boat pulling into a port in Australia, but that boat's upside down from us right now.
Sure.
Does that make any sense?
And gravity's the only thing pulling it to the
No,
center
it
of the
really
earth.
doesn't.
If you really think about it, and
Tell him water's level, Dave. Water is level.
revolution, that we don't feel any of it. And plus, we're flying through space around the sun, and we're doing all these different zigzag things, but everything's motionless and water's flat. And it's an interesting thing, man. Just, I guess, here to convince anybody.
Man, I tell you what, if I got in that podcast and listened to it, I'd probably be so hooked.
Well, all you have to do is
I love stuff like that.
just Google flat Earth on YouTube,
I
or
shouldn't do it. I'll be hooked. It'll be over. Sounds like it's been pretty interesting to you, right?
well, it's a rabbit hole that
I bet.
Dave,
never thought I would go down. You know, I spent 52 years thinking I was on a spinning ball too, and now
Dave,
it really doesn't seem like we are.
Not so much.
ask him
No.
how our flame works in space
That's
without
so
any
crazy,
air.
man. I don't know.
I don't
The
know.
idea of this ball spinning around for millions of years.
We're floating through space, and
It's too much to think about for me.
I mean, the first thing you're going to see is you Google like pictures of Earth from space, you're going to see a lot of NASA's CGI,
Yeah.
and that's all it is. They'll even tell you it's images. They won't tell you it's an actual photograph. Even though they supposedly went to the moon in '69, they haven't been back in 50 some years, right? But
Right.
now they can't get high enough to take a picture of the Earth.
Yeah.
So that's that's a major red flag to me right there.
What about those kids that sent that? What they send up? They sent up something with sent a balloon up with a GoPro on it. Or
Yeah,
something.
and if you notice, it's a GoPro lens, which will add curvature to the shot.
I bet it does too.
And if you look at the high altitude,
Close up. Yeah.
if you look at high altitude balloon footage that is non GoPro, you'll see a flat horizon. It's going to rise up to your eye level. Now, if we run a ball, it would drop away from you, right?
Mhm.
But if you look on YouTube, there's balloons as high as 120,000 feet. And it's a flat line straight across.
Huh.
So, like I said, I'm not here to convince anybody, and I hope I don't get a bad Uber report. But
I hope you don't. Do you mind if I drink my Dr. Pepper?
no, go
Laced
ahead.
with bourbon. You don't. If it bothers you, I won't.
No, go
You
ahead.
sure?
Yeah.
Man, that blows my mind.
Flames in a
I didn't mean to
vacuum,
blow your
Dave.
mind.
Flames in a
You're good,
vacuum.
though.
Go on.
But if you think about stuff like our atmosphere, is next to a vacuum of space. How does that work?
Right.
When does it become space, and what is space? Who knows? There's a lot to it, and I'm not saying I got all the answers. I do. What I've learned the last couple of years is a lot of stuff that I thought I knew, I don't know, and I'm trying to relearn stuff.
Blows my mind all the water in the ocean sitting in a ball.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Water
Like
holding
a water drop.
a convex shape in a massive amount. Does that make any sense?
But having land in there too.
Yeah.
You can take a piece of dirt on a piece of glass and then push a water drop into it.
Yeah.
It totally disrupts everything,
Yeah.
It doesn't beat up and
But one of the first things you'll come across when you're talking about water is people will go out to the beach. You know how you see the ship go over the horizon?
yeah.
Well, they'll take their telescope or their P900 out there. They'll watch it disappear with their naked eye. Then they'll pull out their telescope or their whatever zoom in. They'll pull the whole ship right back into view.
Mhm.
So it didn't go over any curvature. It just went out of sight.
Mhm.
It went out of our perspective.
Of course, the air, you can only see through so much air.
Right.
He's a
There's-
smart guy.
Blue today, and the light's lighting up the air molecules.
You already know a lot about this stuff.
So how many podcasts? I bet there's more than one podcast about this.
Oh, there's several. It's growing. It really started back in, at least the resurgence of this was started back around a couple years ago. There's a guy named Eric DeBay that wrote a book, and he's got a YouTube channel, and the guy I'm listening to right now is called Poncho Pete. You can look him up. He's a good guy. And just like I said, Research it for yourself.
That's
Don't
pretty
believe
cool.
don't believe it.
I'm a scientist.
Really?
Well, I'm a dentist, but I study genetics and things like that. in
Fluoride,
college.
Dave. Fluoride.
Really?
We never have. You look back through history, we always thought we had answers, and then we proved ourselves wrong over and over again about stuff.
Well, since you're a dentist, could I ask you a question? What's your opinion of fluoride?
It's good. It's really good.
It's good for you. So
Really good for you.
okay, so they're putting it in the water
Especially
supply is a good thing.
For young kids, yeah.
Okay.
Now I know there's a lot of controversy on that too, man. I know.
Well, there's people that think it's actually not so good for you, but I'm not saying I believe that.
Yeah,
You're not. No,
ultimately,
hey, I've heard this.
the concentrations that you wind up with and taking are crucial too, because too much is too much. When children have too much fluoride, their teeth blacken.
To me, the big brother aspect of
He can't hear you.
let me be me, you know.
Yeah.
Why don't you bring me water and I'll put fluoride in it if I want to? You know, I have to pay you for utilities. Let me. I get that.
Yeah.
But it does make a difference in kids developing teeth. But at the same time, teeth are just teeth. You know, if you lose, if fluoride's bad for you, but we only have it in our water for our teeth, then I mean, well, how bad is it? Is it worse than having a denture? You know what I mean?
That's a good point. I mean,
I'm pretty practical dentist.
Tell him who used fluoride first, Dave. Hitler.
you know the first person that introduced fluoride? You happen to know the history of fluoride?
Oh, I don't.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure I learned it.
I could look it up, but as far as
Who was it?
as far as putting it out among the masses of the people, you heard of a dude named Adolf Hitler?
No.
Yeah.
No, he didn't do it.
That's what I found. I mean, I could be wrong, but
Well, I believe it. I don't know.
I mean,
Let's
hope.
Do you drink city water?
I try to drink distilled water and stuff, but you know, like I said, I've heard both sides of this argument, and I was just curious since you're a dentist,
Remind
what
him
you thought about it.
Distilled water in your car battery and your car.
Of course, it's all just stuff people tell you. Every bit of everything is, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point now where if I can't prove it to myself somehow, like to do this flat Earth stuff, I actually went to a lake in Kentucky, and I shot a telescope and saw 8 miles of flat water, and I was like, I don't think we're on a ball at that point.
Yeah.
So that was just me, though. You know, like I say, I'm not trying to convince you of anything.
I mean,
you know, you're sorry you asked me what podcast I was listening to.
I'm interested in it, man. I'm interested. That's the thing about podcasts.
Yeah.
There's so much good stuff on it.
Yeah.
You know, like stuff you would have never gotten without that.
Right. I mean,
those are amazing. Cell phones and computers.
These subjects are definitely not discussed among the mainstream media.
Right. That because it's so freaking controlled.
Exactly.
So controlled.
We're on the same page there.
I love just getting into something I don't even believe in, or I love it. I'll sit there and listen to a week of it and just switch it up, you know? Like, it's just so interesting. You might think it's crazy, or you might think it's the truest thing ever, but it's just interesting.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you think of 9/11?
Oh, God, I don't know. Like, did it really happen? Or?
I mean, did it happen, or was it 19 guys with box cutters, or was it something else?
Man, all I know is what they told me on the news, on what do you call that? The hypno rectangle TV, right?
Yeah, they told you it was those evil ISIS guys with their box cutters, right?
At that point, beyond that, I'm not particularly active. I'm not an activist, you know?
Yeah.
If I were gonna be, by God, I'd research it more. But I'm not, so I can't look into that kind of stuff.
I understand.
I've never served. I should have probably gone in the military. Didn't do it, but
we all have our different paths in life.
What do you think about it? I'm interested to hear.
About 9/11?
Yeah. Why did you ask about that one?
Well, from the first thing that struck me about 9/11 is a plane going through a building like Wile E. Coyote going through a wall.
Yeah.
You think about all that concrete and steel and that aluminum plane, is that really going to happen?
Oh,
you can't step on an airplane wing, Dave.
That part. But what else? Keep going.
It says on every airplane wing.
Because they weigh like 80,000 pounds.
I mean, the plane has a lot of weight, but also it.
No, I hear you.
You can't step on the wing, Dave. It says on every wing, do not step on wing.
Yeah. I mean, they're so light. You know, like the wing of an airplane, it says do not step. Oh, I missed a turn talking about the reroute me. We are going to the signature club, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We're still fine. You know, yeah. The thing is, I think so much in those buildings up high, you know, in the center, there are pylons going up.
Mm-hmm.
Concrete, yeah. I don't know.
Well,
you're probably right.
There was like a
freight train.
Yes. There was a couple 100,000 tons of concrete and steel that got turned into dust, supposedly by airplane fuel that blew up in the first few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, nutshell, I think it's controlled demolition. Have you ever heard about Building 7 at all?
Nope.
There was a third skyscraper on 9/11 that was not hit by a plane, and it fell 8 hours later after the first two towers fell. It came straight down its own footprint.
Third one.
The third building.
Skyscrapers.
Building 7's in the same complex.
Okay. I think it wasn't those two that got destroyed.
Right. I mean, actually, the whole complex was destroyed. This building, like, to demolish a building.
Yeah.
So.
I know it's crazy. What if the whole thing? What if the government just set that up because they were trying to?
Oh, look, he's a smart guy.
Iraq. What if it's all that controlled? And what if it's just all a big whirlpool over our eyes?
What if it's all a lie? Like, since I've been looking at this play out, you know, if you buy into this, you get to a point where they came up with this globe for some reason, like 500 years ago, and they started teaching people. They built globes. They put it in the school books.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one reason possibly, just speculation, that there might be more land or something out in the Pacific that they're hiding from everybody.
Keep people from exploring.
Right. And we think we're stuck on a spinning ball. We're just this insignificant speck in the middle of space, you know.
What's your opinion on Google?
Center of the universe, Dave.
Google Earth is, they took the globe and did their math and everything correctly to make it all work out right, as far as we know.
But how'd they get the pictures?
Well, the pictures, I mean, if you look for Southern Hemisphere pictures, you're going to find them few and far between. And if you also look, if you think about the, you know, if this dial right here was the flat Earth, the North Pole's in the middle, all the way around Antarctica, instead of a continent at the bottom of the ball, it's all the way around the outside.
And who knows out there, or does it just end?
And who knows what's out there? We haven't been that far.
Or does it a disc that shape, like it curves?
It doesn't really curve. I mean, we've got hills and mountains and valleys and stuff, you know.
What if it was like if you pulled this knob out and it was, you know, that half-inch thick?
Yeah, like what's underneath us, I have no idea. They've drilled 12.
Every up there's down, you know.
Yeah, they've drilled 12 miles down. We don't know what's. I mean, supposedly scientists figured out what's all in the Earth core and everything, but hey, they really? The Russians drilled down like 12 miles.
So what you're saying is, Google Earth. Do you think satellites really took the pictures?
I don't. Satellites.
Do you think we've been to space?
Satellite. I don't think we've been. I don't think we've been out of low Earth orbit,
balloons,
as far as I can tell.
Balloons, Dave. Satellites hang on balloons.
Satellites are basically on balloons. If you look up Google Balloon, you'll see how they really do the satellites. I think.
Absolutely no way that you could be proven wrong. You know, like sitting here, like
tell him about Vinny making satellites. Vinny makes satellite on this channel.
Yeah, I actually have a guy that I talked to on here that actually worked on the satellites. You know, he just made a part for them.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, he don't know what they do with them after he makes the part. But like I said, you know, I'm not trying to prove anything to you, and yeah, I can't.
It's about that though, you know, like usually, I don't know, podcasts. It's making you think outside the box, because when you wake up and you watch the morning news and you go to work, come home and you watch the evening news, you're watching what about 12 people want you to think and know.
Exactly.
And do.
You're exactly right.
Whether I agree with you or not, I think they're around, but I haven't heard everything you've heard because I haven't listened. But I'm on board with like thinking about this stuff and getting out and listening to what other people have to say.
All I try to do is plant a seed, and you research it for yourself. And
you love that hypno rectangle is what that TV is called.
Just prove, like I did when I first heard about this 2 years ago. I decided, I first saw the first flat Earth video show up, and I was like, I'll take 10 minutes and get rid of this, And here I am 3 years later, still looking at it because nobody showed me any curvature, a proof of curvature, and nobody showed me how water can hold a convex shape in a big ball. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know all the answers, but I know what they told us doesn't seem to be true.
We need to go around the campus. You care?
I don't care. Wherever you need to go.
Let's go, I don't even know if we'll be able to go left up here on Main, Vine. You can go left on Vine and down Richmond Road. What do you call that?
Then Rose Street up by campus?
No, go left up at the next light. And then at the road that turns into Richmond Road. Go out that way.
Okay.
What's best?
Campus
is going to be a nightmare.
Dave, the car pushes road,
the campus.
boat pushes water, plane push air. What does the shuttle
It'll reroute me if we want to bypass the campus. We'll go up Vine.
Do that, because I think it'll be a mess going down Euclid if we go in there and go left.
Yeah.
Might take 10 minutes to get to Vine Street.
Sometimes the scenery's nice on campus, but all the kids ain't back yet. So.
I love it, man. They're not back yet.
Well, I think most of them start next week.
You mean every day it's
Yeah, we'll go down Vine then.
world class.
Yeah, all I'm telling you is just research it for yourself and come to your own conclusions. I'm not here to preach to anybody.
I know it, man. I just think it's cool that you do podcasts. I love it. I couldn't, being a dentist, I can't listen to them very much. I drove for Jiffy Fastening, delivering construction supplies. And that got me hooked on talk radio. And then that was kind of right as cell phones were coming in. Smartphones.
Yeah, I've been
I got into audiobooks, then I got into podcasts.
This is the most addictive subject in the world.
Really
Dave.
cool to hear opinions that you don't get on TV, because you just get right or left, please. That's nothing. You know what I mean? That's
that's the paradigm they want everybody to live in.
Yeah. You want me to be shock and awe over whether you're for or against right or left issues? Screw that.
Yep.
It's way bigger than that. And they've got everybody walking this straight and narrow because they've got to fight over such little shit.
Yep, it's the same control system keeping us divided.
Smart.
Thinking that,
very smart.
Yeah.
But I've been around the world, and this country is cool. Just throughout Europe, Mexico.
Okay.
Nowhere east. My wife's been over to Asia. Lived in Asia for a while. I won't even go. I think it'd be cool, but I don't know if I can handle it.
That's usually one of the first questions people have when people are traveling around the world. But like I said, with using this as the thing, if you start at point A and you fly in a circle.
I'm a pilot, and I don't think
you're a pilot.
He's a pilot.
Have you ever seen curvature? You ever seen curvature from an airplane? Have you ever thought about it?
Well, how can I answer that? Yes or no?
Yeah. You've never
What does curvature look like? Because I've never not seen curvature if it is curvature. All I've ever seen is what's out there.
You see, in a 360-degree pattern.
Is a circle.
Yeah.
But if air is a certain density and I can only see through so much air, all I would see is a circle anyway.
Exactly.
Now, the one place they say you see it's from the mast of a ship. Remember, when they talked about how to climb the mast of a ship? When they discovered, in school, they taught you, they figured out their surroundings.
Gyroscopes, Dave. Gyroscopes.
Yeah. So, since you're a pilot, you know how a gyroscope works, right?
Yeah. Momentum.
It holds its rigidity in space, and it'll keep you flying level, correct?
Yeah.
So you'll see videos on YouTube where pilots there's actually one guy that flew all the way across the country with a spirit level in his lap.
With his what?
A spirit level, just like a carpenter would use, and the bubble stayed right in the middle. But, a gyroscope would really tell you that we're not moving, that the Earth's not spinning, if you really think about it.
Over 3 hours, this precession.
Yeah, because it would have something called precession. A gyroscope would proceed if we're on a spinning ball. The gyroscope would recognize that, right?
Well, A gyroscope would never stop spinning if we weren't on a spinning ball.
It would never stop spinning?
Yeah, well, it would stop spinning because of air and friction.
Right.
In space, if you weren't spinning.
But if you were going to...
So imagine you're in space on a spinning ball in a vacuum. If you're in space sitting still, a gyroscope would never stop.
Yeah.
If you're in space on a spinning ball in a vacuum, it would stop because you're turning this way and you're causing resistance to that gyroscope. Imagine a fidget spinner or a motorcycle tire.
Yeah.
Have you seen a fidget spinner?
Yeah.
So if you're on a spinning ball in space in a vacuum, it would stop because you're turning like this. You're constantly doing that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It would take a long time depending on the size of the ball you're
Flames.
On. Yeah, I mean
Flames.
But here,
that's a good...
a gyroscope's gonna stop because of air.
But like if say you're in your plane, you're gonna fly from New York to somewhere in South America.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna fly level, or are you gonna like dip your nose to go around the ball?
Fly level.
So you're flying across a level plane basically.
Yeah.
It's not a ball. It's the whole point.
Well.
Ask him about flames in a vacuum.
Yeah, that's deep. That's really deep.
I gotta warn you, man. This is a deep rabbit hole, and you can't. I become obsessed
I'm trying
with.
To think of a good answer to that. It'd take me a week. Probably.
Ask you have pilot friends, right? Ask them if they've ever thought about it.
I will.
Because if we're on it, they tell us our circumference is 24,000 miles around.
Yep.
And if you do the math on that, about every 1,000 feet, you guys would have to dip your nose down every so often to go around the ball.
Mm-hmm. Every minute, 500 feet at 500 miles an hour.
Yeah. So.
Think about that.
It's things like that got me in the curvy water and the massive oceans holding a convex shape, but it just doesn't make any sense at this point. So we're gonna go down Richmond Road.
I think so, don't you?
Yeah.
And then where will we cut over?
It'll tell me.
We could do like. We're gonna be late.
It's telling me to go up Old Vine right now, but it says we're 15 minutes away right now.
Where's Old Vine? That's perfect.
Right here.
Do it. Whatever it says. Do it.
But yeah. Hope I didn't ruin your evening, like I say. Don't think I'm some crazy old guy.
That one question right there is going to bother me a lot.
Good.
It's going to bother me a lot. Why don't you have to dip your nose down? Now, if you didn't dip your nose down, the air would get thinner, right?
You go into space.
You fly off into space.
Before it would get thinner, you would register as going up in altitude. Your plane would let you go up a couple thousand feet before it would start to want more fuel to keep
But you
going.
see it on the altimeter.
If you kept flying straight over a ball, you'd fly it into space.
Just stop. You're gonna convince me.
In 20 minutes, you'd be in space, though.
Let's change the subject. Let's talk about women. Let's talk about women or something.
Where do you think we should go? Right? Go right.
It's telling me to go up here.
What do you think? Man, yeah.
He's never dipped his nose.
It's just food for thought, man.
He's never dipped his nose, Dave.
And that's the thing. It's entertaining as hell.
But have you got a lot of hours in flying? How many hours you like a rookie pilot? Or?
Rookie pilot. Okay. I haven't been in a plane in 8 years. I flew a couple hundred hours, got my license, decided I want to be a dentist. Going through the motions to become a pilot, commercial pilot.
Cool.
Stopped and said, I was in college so that I could be a pilot, and then I said, I like science, so I decided to be a dentist.
Okay.
Like get on a plane and fly around. That's probably not gonna happen.
Clay Avenue's where I need to turn. It's the next one. You're 10 minutes away, sir.
Appreciate it, man.
Hope you've enjoyed the ride. Like I said,
You've blown my mind for sure.
Don't believe a word I say. Just do your own research. Prove to yourself you live on a spinning ball.
And then check the live hangouts for live debates.
Yeah, and
If you don't, why don't you have to dip your nose? That's a good question.
Yeah, there's videos of pilots being asked that question, and you can see the little look on their face, like, what did they just ask me? You know?
Yep. At first they're like, that's the dumbest question, and then they're like,
Tell him 4 pilots come on this channel.
It's really complicated.
Because you think about it, you're flying along your altimeter, you're looking at your level horizon, and you stay level on a level flight.
Horizontal, horizontal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, just.
That'd be a great question, because I bet if you got like in an SR-71, something will go crazy fast, you know? Like
Yeah.
Mach 10.
Tell him about Jim's video.
I bet it would just go right into outer space.
There's a video I saw recently where these Air Force pilots are flying around 80 grand over the western part of the U.S. They're actually in an SR-71 like you're talking about. And there's a clip of the conversation of the pilots talking about how they can see the entire Rocky Mountain range all the way up close to Canada, and they can see all the way, they're looking at downtown L.A., and they're flying over Arizona. And if you do the curvature formula, they shouldn't be able to see either one of those. So.
You've blown his mind.
There's many examples of missing curvature, like Statue of Liberty, for example, can be seen up to 60 miles away, and she's about 300 feet above sea level. If you do the curvature math on that, she should be under about 2,000 feet of curvature, but she's right there on the flat level plane across the flat water.
Come out tomorrow and say it's flat Earth. I can break my heart. But.
Tell him welcome to the party.
I bet you can't wait.
Tell him welcome to the party.
You bet you can't wait to get out of this Uber ride, can you?
Man, you're fine. I'm telling you, if you can get away with talking to anybody about it, I'm not going to bother by it.
I don't try to push anything on anybody. You seem like you're a very intelligent guy, and you're open. Having an open mind is all. It's what it's all about, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
You gotta be, man. You're not. That's the only ignorance, really.
Yeah.
Being closed-minded about stuff.
There's some quote, the height of ignorance is the lack of investigation or something like that. You know, you don't really know what you know until you actually prove it.
Yeah.
I hope you're not late. You have an important interview.
No, we're good. We're about 10 minutes out anyway.
Yeah.
I've got a rehearsal dinner.
Congratulations, somebody getting married.
Yeah, my buddy.
Hope he knows what he's getting into.
You know it.
Wish him well. The divorce rates are even worse these days.
You know he's going to be talking flat earth at that wedding.
Yeah. When's the wedding? This weekend? Are you in the party? You got to put a tux on and everything?
Suit. Had to buy a suit for it, but it's a nice suit.
Cool.
It's a suit I'll wear again, so I'm thankful.
Yeah.
You know?
That's better than spending $200 on a tux. You got to turn back in.
Exactly. Spend $200 on a suit that's nice and wear it again. Great.
Make sure we're going to the right place.
33 miles, Teddy.
Signature Club, yeah.
We're good. I keep looking at my watch, but we're good.
Yeah.
Even if I'm 5 minutes late, I won't be the last one, I guarantee.
It's not like it's an important business meeting with somebody's going to be jumping down your throat or nothing.
And I appreciate you coming to Georgetown. I think some drivers probably would have been like, I'm not going up there.
I go wherever it tells me to. I mean,
that's right.
It won't signal me unless I'm like within 20 minutes of it.
If I had picked a spot in Georgetown, it wouldn't have called you out there for it.
Right.
It would have said, you're not.
Tell them it's destiny.
Right. I think I'd be mad if it brought me out to Georgetown for somebody to take a 2-mile ride.
Yeah, it's as long as I'm within a 20-minute radius, it'll buzz me for it. So I don't mind doing a 20-minute trip, especially it's turned into a half-hour trip.
If it wasn't surge rate.
No, you should be on the regular rate. It'll tell me if it's surge. It'll have a special little thing.
Not minding me drinking in your
car. I don't mind at all.
Stories about people getting in trouble for it. feel better.
I don't get in any other people's business, man. As long as I'm going from point A to point B, mind my own business and staying professional.
Flat Earth, and what was the other guy's name?
Poncho Pete.
Poncho Pete.
Yeah.
Man, with a name like that.
Mister. It's Mr. Poncho Pete.
He's super, like, enthusiastic into it.
Oh, yes. He's actually runs a hangout where he's been waiting for Globers to prove the globe to him for over 230 days.
Mm-hmm.
He's been waiting for somebody to prove the bendy water to him. His actual channel,
bendy water.
Yeah, his actual channel name is Mr. Poncho Pete.
Tell him I made my own made green screen and someone put an hook in the ceiling and I swing from it like a nutter.
Yeah, he's very entertaining. He's got some videos where he makes fun of NASA. He's got his own green screen and stuff, and he like does stuff on the ISS.
Sounds like, I don't mean offense by it. It sounds like coast to coast,
Well, coast to coast is a certain level, but
it's absolutely a different level, though, right?
Yeah,
it's so much further crazier. Like it's.
There's actually been a flat Earth guest on coast to coast.
Flat Earth is no one can come on and refute it. Like, I mean, nobody can come on and be like, "You're just flat out wrong." I mean.
They've had a few shows on coast to coast, and the host like entertains it, but he doesn't. He stays on the fence.
Impartial.
Yeah. And he has a scientist on there talking about gravity and how everything is pulled to the center of the Earth because this guy Cavendish in 1800 weighed these 2 lead balls in his shed and he figured out the gravity formula.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all ridiculous. The globe really falls apart when you start trying to put it together.
If you don't believe in orbit, right? In orbit of a satellite.
Well, I'm not saying that there's not stuff up there orbiting us. Yes, it's possible. I
guess the only argument for the plane nose dipping, somebody way smarter than me would say you're in some sort of orbit.
Well,
you're going around there.
The globe believers' official answer to us when we ask them that question is,
what is it?
The atmosphere spins with the plane. So the plane is actually, suspended in the spinning atmosphere, and it goes along with the atmosphere.
Sure, yeah.
So that's the Glober answer right there. Just to play Glober's advocate
but
for
then
you there.
All runways would have to go east to west, Dave, because of the spin.
But if the Earth's spinning underneath the plane and you're flying from LA to New York, it should be quicker to fly the other way,
Right.
But it's all relative. Like Einstein told us, everything's relative, right?
Right.
But Einstein had a theory too.
Sure is.
We're 5 minutes away now.
We're great. It's been the best Uber ride I've had in a long time. Probably.
I've enjoyed the conversation, sir. It's nice to have somebody that actually wants to talk about it.
I'll talk about anything. I love it. That's what I do all day long. Think about it. If I can get somebody in the chair who likes to listen, I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So what's funny about it is I'll get them in the chair,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll bring something up beforehand, and I'll start working, and I have to speculate and ask questions.
Yeah.
And they give short answers, and then I go further. Like I have to go into it and try to figure out what they were going to say next.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because they can't talk very long. I'm trying to work in their mouth, but it's an interesting. And if you don't talk, you're miserable. And they're not enjoying. Like you're taking their mind off what you're doing.
Yeah, you got to do a little balancing act of being polite and plus to get the job done there.
And if I feel like shit on Monday morning, it's not an easy thing to do because I don't care. I'm like, so I'm kind of thankful it's Friday with me.
Yeah. You do mostly kids dentistry?
No. Actually, very few kids.
Okay.
A lot of dentures, a lot of surgery, IV sedation. Got an in-house denture lab.
Cool.
A lot of fillings, a lot of root canals.
Is your practice in Georgetown there?
Yep, on Broadway.
Okay.
Just north of the hospital there. Bought it a month ago.
If I get some dental insurance, I'll keep you in mind.
Do it. Come on by either way.
Because I need some work.
Here's the thing. insurance makes it a lot more affordable, but it's always still expensive. So
Yeah.
what I try to do is be practical with people. You know, I'm not gonna make you feel bad if it doesn't make sense to do something. We'll find a way to get to where you need to be. You know.
Right.
I just feel like a lot of people go to the dentist and they just hate it because they're treated like crap. I'm like, well, we're not doing that.
This guy's got a lot of heart.
It doesn't have to be like that. And Lexington's a funny town. Blue million dentists in Lexington. There are 10 times the number of dentists in Lexington per capita than there are in Cincinnati.
Really?
Because of UK and because there are 2 dental schools in the state. And because Lexington is such a nice little town to live in. And they all want to live here. We're perfect time. Look at that.
All right.
Dead on time.
Figure out why my charger ain't charging.
The light's on. The blue light on your charger's going.
There it goes. It's doing it now. Yeah, hopefully I've given you a little food for thought. Like I say, just prove it to yourself.
Yeah, I hope you haven't. I'm probably going to not be able to stop thinking about it.
It's one of those things. It's the classic rabbit hole. It can be a deep one.
I bet it can. I bet it can.
But it's hard to come to that realization that your whole education, well, maybe not the entire education, but
I'm not worried about that because honestly, they don't.
But
it was all just tests. You had to memorize answers. Well, I'm not worried about
you
that.
just regurgitating the answers. I mean,
to me,
when you get to the scientific method, they kind of got thrown out the window a while back, and they started using theories and math and stuff, and they created this construct that really isn't recognizable anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And they've really abandoned the scientific method, which you know what scientific method is, right? Just observation and analysis, and you know if something's real, it's real, and you can prove it. Like if water could really stay in a convex shape, somebody would have gave us an experiment and it proved that.
And his aeroplane would have tilted down over water.
You know, for me, I get wrapped up in time.
Yeah.
More than physical science. Time and how to slow it down. Psychology and time.
How do you slow down time?
If you can't. But how do you appreciate your time on Earth more? Because it's short.
Right.
Like a butterfly.
Exactly.
For a week, you know?
Exactly.
We don't live that long. We think we do. But how do you be mindful? There are so many, more books and podcasts, but there are lots of podcasts. That'll blow your mind too.
Yep.
How do you stop? How do you shut your mind off? Because when you shut your mind off, the incessant thinking and worrying, stressing, time slows down for you relatively.
Yep. It does well to meditate each day. You know, just kind of clear your mind and just.
I need to get back into it. I think
it just does wonders. You don't want to become overwrought with everything, you know.
That's it right there. I don't know, down below or above. I'm not sure.
Tell me it's on up.
You go down below and I'll walk around. It's no big deal.
Right here?
Yeah, it's fine. If it's not there.
That's the cellar bar and grill.
No, that's it. Go back. Well, do a UE up here. We passed the signature club.
Yeah. I don't know why it didn't tell me to turn.
You may not have been able to. The way that the median was cut, it looked like it wasn't just for people to come out and go this way down Lance.
Yeah. Well, enjoy your rehearsal dinner. Just forget everything I told you, okay?
Oh, well. Good talk.
Yeah. Appreciate the convo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's refreshing to have somebody with an open mind that really wants to, at least, you don't have to believe anything, but considering things does not hurt anything, does it?
Giving my mind something to chew on. I guess up there. Horseshoe. You've given my mind something to chew on, that damn plane not nosing down.
Yeah, thinking about that nose dipping down.
Damn it. Damn you. Thank you, man.
Enjoy your dinner, sir.
I appreciate it.
Have a good night.
You too, man.
Appreciate the long ride.
Have a good one, man.
Mm-hmm. Damn, I hope that was okay, guys.
That was fantastic, Dave.
Did I do all right? Did I
Wow,
say anything
yeah.
wrong?
You really got him with a nose down, man. Being a pilot.
He's going to be...
Never even... But did you notice, Dave, how he never even considered it? Not even once.
Right. He's going to go in there and tell everybody at his rehearsal dinner, you know what this crazy Uber driver just told me?
Well, no, I don't think he's going to say crazy. He says he had crazy ideas, but they make sense. You made sense to him, Dave. That was the beautiful part. Like with that geodetic surveyor for me the other day, man. He was like, oh, man, I've never even thought about it.
Yeah. Hopefully I did all right. I appreciate you feeding me some info there.
Mm-hmm. I didn't want to interrupt. I wanted you to just do it. And James wanted to jump in as well, but James thought he could hear. I thought the other gentleman could hear you. So James...
No, he couldn't hear y'all at all.
Yeah.
I've got earplugs in.
Oh, that's good. You just feel the situation and flow with it a bit, you know? So yeah, I think that went swimmingly well, as they say in Britain.
Now listen, I want to learn though, so tell me if I made any mistakes I need to not do again. Did I say anything wrong? Or?
No. Everything
Not really. I couldn't, you know,
it was a pleasant...
It
was perfect, mate.
Yeah, and he didn't have that, you know, contrary thing that most people that you introduce these ideas to have. Right away, they'll be there with their gravity,
open mind, right
you know.
Mary, quite contrary.
Yeah, aggression.
An open mind right off the bat, that's what got me.